Manase Katha.
One of the things I hear often with South Asian communities, including Sri Lanka, with youth, when you talk about something, is that, well, it's our culture, it's when somebody is being possessive, there is that idea that he's checking on me. He's telling me what I should wear. He's telling me not to go. He's telling me if I go with them, he feels jealous. He's actually giving me good advice.
Yeah.
How do you, I mean, how do you, how do we, if, especially for young, teenagers or, young adults, how do we, um, how do we and
Provide
those
clear
are
guidance.
red flags, and
Okay.
yes, there's some cultural infusion in there. But what do you think of that statement, and how do we counter that, and how do we, how do youth see past that?
It is very true. It is a part of the culture, as Anupa also mentioned. Like they realize it as it is strong love. This is authentic love. I'm receiving my love to the utmost level. So I think it has to come with understanding and um, probably changing their mindset. They should be able to talk to their friends and compare themselves. Like this is what I'm undergoing, and does this look okay, something like that. So that understanding and knowledge and awareness, I think our Manase Katha, whispers of the heart, would be a great platform for them to increase their awareness levels. And actually, I forgot to talk about love bombing. Love bombing is a situation where at first, in your relationship, they will shower you with love, gifts, bouquets of flower, attending to anything that you would say, taking you to romantic places, and all of a sudden, if something goes wrong, and everything collapses, right? And when they get into a fight, and then it becomes really a big issue, then you would realize this love bombing is a part of controlling behavior. I think after a fight, they would use it as a recovery mechanism with love bombing, like giving you like I'm sorry cards, sending you flowers and all that. But it is probably a sign. This intense affection would be followed by intense cruelty at the next level, isn't it, Deshana? So uh,
Yes.
so
And
I think, answering to your question, the young generation, young girls, should be really aware of this love bombing part. So
yes.
when they receive too many, you know, too much stuff, don't misunderstand me to think, okay, if we receive a bouquet of flowers, this is love bombing. But no, it is coming in context, right? You have to analyze the situation, analyze the scenario, and you should be able to identify whether this is love bombing or not.
Yes. And so I think, like, you gave a great description of it. And I think a lot of times, I mean, I would even go a little further and say love bombing. If you see, and this is especially for the youth, if you see love bombing happening, which is what it like, love bombing is this over the top kind of affection that is provided. It can happen at any time, but usually at the beginning of a relationship, like somebody comes and they say, oh my gosh, like very fast, oh, I love you, you're the best person that happened. A
Yeah.
relationship's trust and commitment and the idea of love should develop over a period of time, right? that
Yes.
that shouldn't happen all of a sudden immediately. if somebody is coming very fast, then they are showering and everything, and then they are taking over the relationship, and it's a coercive controlling mechanism, because then you fall in love faster, you actually get dependent on that person faster, and
Yeah.
then and then the thing is also, remember that any relationship, that person cannot maintain that throughout the relationship, right? It is exaggerated context that in any relationship there is what you call the honeymoon phase, which is, and then they go back to that kind of, the intensity you feel dies down and then goes back, right? So in
Mm.
this kind of context, it's almost like an addiction. They create almost addictive related dependency when all of our vulnerabilities are targeted by this over the top love, right? And you feel like top of the world, and then if you do one thing wrong, then it gets taken
Yeah.
away, right? So it's I would say definitely consider, if you see in your relationship love bombing, I would say consider it a red flag. It's a definitely a red flag when you see it. It's a major um something to be mindful of and fearful, um because love, especially at the beginning, love and relationships, trust, all the green flags you mentioned, relationship commitment takes time, right? And
Yeah.
you don't try to control or take away, or love doesn't happen that fast, right? so
No,
so
it
that
doesn't.
of course there's some things called love at first sight and everything, but those are more kind of the crushes. Those are different. There's different phases of love, right? Like that commitment phase, that day to day, in a loving marital relationships, the day to day things that matter, right? The small things that matter, that is commitment, that is the way you speak, if you fall asleep with the phone, maybe the phone is not charged, and the husband puts it's in the charger, and and if you were tired and didn't clean, and then the husband just cleaning after you. Those are little things that really carries
Huge weight, isn't it?
yeah, it goes a long way, and those take time to develop, right? Like, the love bombing is an external expression. It's meaningless, and I think a lot of people fall for that. But I would caution, especially the our young adults and youth, caution when they see that.